And so yesterday on stream, chat was talking about brought back. Like two people brought it up. I remember Lockhart was one of them. I can't remember who the other one was. And I think it was Lockhart who said, you can bring back Mishra's Bauble with brought back. And then at that point, I started thinking, brought back can also bring back Showdown of the Skalds after the third mode goes off. And so I started brewing, and I played a league with this deck last night. I made some changes to the sideboard, and then I changed one land in the main deck. I was playing a Lotus Field last night because it also works with brought back, but the Lotus Field just didn't seem that good. I mean, you're also a Flagstones deck, but I don't think this is a Lotus Field deck. I also changed some of the sideboard, but I lost playing for 5-0, and the deck felt great. This deck felt really good, and so I want to talk about what brought back can do for a little while. Where obviously, one of the best things you can do is on turn 2 sacrifice 2 fetch lands and at instant speed bring back 2 fetch lands to have a 2 mana. There's a million cards like this. Explosive Vegetation. 2 mana double ramp, which is crazy good. And then you can also pair that with Mishra's Bauble to draw a card if you only have 1 fetch. So 2 mana rampant growth, draw a card, kind of like Cleansing Wildfire. Or Seal of Fire. When I was putting the deck together, Seal of Fire was really the card that I think glues everything together. Where this is another card, it's a cheap spell for Mentor and Showdown, and it's also a really good card to get back with brought back. Where all of a sudden this can also be Shock Rampant Growth or Shock draw a card with Bauble, which is really interesting. And then, so if you're already a Mishra's Bauble Seal of Fire deck, I think Lurrus makes a lot of sense. These are the best cards with Lurrus. Period. I also think that kind of conceptually that in Modern, if you're playing a mid-range deck like this or a fair deck, if you can't kill your opponent by turn 4, turn 3, you need to be playing discard spells, counter spells, or land destruction to interact with big mana and combo decks. Or taxing white creatures. I don't think taxing white creatures go well in this deck. So we're playing Avalanche Riders, Cleansing Wildfire for that disruption. We also have the Wildfire Flagstones package, and Avalanche Riders also works really well with brought back, where you can not pay for Echo and then brought back your Avalanche Riders and brought back your Showdown of the Skalds. And sometimes they'll kill your Mentor and Lurrus, and you can brought back those as well. Would Evoke be okay in the sideboard? Well, what Evoke card? But yes, in the sideboard we have other cards that work with brought back. Burrenton Forge-Tender and Fulminator Mage and Soul Guide Lantern also all work well with brought back. How do you choose Bolt versus Helix in a Boros deck? Just needs to be cheaper. Yeah, in this deck you want the cheaper spell because you already have 8 2-drops and 1 mana spells are better with Monastery Mentor. I did consider playing some Helixes. Decided against it. Good. Let's keep this, I think. Hopefully Seal of Fire is good in this matchup. This deck is like an Ephemerate deck. I mean, Ephemerate only really works with the Avalanche Riders. At one point I was playing... Oh, this is a good Seal of Fire matchup. At one point I did have... There's Showdown. Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. At one point I had... Seasoned Pyromancers over Lurrus, but... Seeing I was a Mishra's Bauble Seal of Fire deck, I think Lurrus is a bit better. Double red is also sometimes tough on the mana. Selfless Savior to protect Mentor. I thought about Selfless Savior. Decided against it. But yes, that's definitely an option. I think I'm playing my Mentor over Lurrus. I think Lurrus matters more in this matchup because of the Seal of Fire interaction. So if they have a Munitions Expert, they'll kill my Mentor. And then we get to go Lurrus Seal of Fire next turn. Yes, you can ramp. Yeah, brought back can just be 2 mana double rampant growth with 2 fetch lands. Yeah, brought back I think it felt so good yesterday. Brought back felt incredibly strong to me yesterday. Another Prospector, okay. And they do also have Munitions Experts, so we're probably gonna go Lurrus, Seal of Fire their Prospector here, and hope they don't have another expert. But if they do, then we have Showdown to refuel. I think I'm just going to play the Plains. Could maybe play Flagstones to thin a bit. And also, if we can get a bunch of counters on Lurrus, it'll be pretty good. I guess we can accept the 3-mana 1-for-1 without being too upset. Yeah, Wizards has been printing good white cards, and people still just complain about it. But yeah, there's been a lot of good white cards lately. I'm gonna Showdown. 4-mana, draw 4, pretty good. Remind you of any cards, chat? Nice. Okay. So I think I'm gonna play Seal of Fire, and I'm probably not Oh well. Okay, we're not gonna get to do everything because these can only be played until next turn. Maybe we can't do everything. We're probably gonna have to forego one of the 4-drops, but we can go next turn. Return Seal of Fire and a land with brought back and play Avalanche Riders. Maybe it's gonna be better to Showdown because we could be run out of gas if we don't. But also, like, blowing up my opponent's land seems pretty good here. Since your son was old enough to vote, I voted for a deck with 4 search for Skanta. Vote counted. Currently, you're the only one who has voted for that, but I'll keep you posted. I guess the Avalanche Riders is gonna get some counters. We can maybe pay Echo and just block. Seems kind of close here between which 4-drop to play. Too bad we can't brought back the Showdown next turn. I kind of think I should be playing Showdown instead of Avalanche Riders, but it seems very close. Yeah, we can kill 2 we can kill 2 lands with Seal on Rider. Ooh. Okay, that seems better. Let's do this. And then, do I want to bring back Seal of Fire, or do I want to bring back a land of my own? I feel like the Seal of Fire isn't doing that much. Another land might be kind of nice. I guess we already have a lot of lands in play. I'll bring back the Seal of Fire. They have Snoop in their hand. That'll be my decision point. Does enter tapped. So is the Seal of Fire, but obviously Seal of Fire being tapped matters a lot less. So I guess maybe, so if we're going to take 4 out of 5, maybe we should be Seal of Firing to go up to be at 6 instead. It's probably relevant. Oh, they have a Vial? Okay. Yeah, bringing back Flagstones is pretty nice. Yeah, let's kill one of these guys. Off to a pretty good start. I'm going to pay Echo. Okay, Lightning Bolts. I'm scared of a Sling Gang happening at some point. How is this against Graveyard Hate? Probably fine. Like, Showdown is really good against Graveyard Hate. Okay. Big draw step. There's a Flooded Strand on top. Gonna pass on that. So we're hoping to draw Lurrus, Monastery Mentor, another Showdown of the Skalds. Yeah, Lurrus would be really good. We have 4 Lurrus in the deck. Okay, brought back. I mean, it's obviously a card that's very good in our deck. Druki, 6 months. Appreciate ya. Am I intentionally playing with the Mystical Archive arts? Yeah. How did these get here? Yeah, I'm playing with them. 3 Lightning Bolts. I don't know if I like this Bolts. I think I'm medium on it. I'm just kind of trying to see how I feel about it after playing with it for a while. I have another Snoop on top. It's kind of interesting that they can't really take this Vial up, right?
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Just bring back the hype train? Hell yeah. Wait, they take the vial up to 3. So is this a lord? It is a lord, which we can bolt. I think we just go to 2. Yeah, we need to draw Lurrus, Showdown, Monastery Mentor, maybe. Mentor might be a little slow here. I mean, that is something that brought back can now become a shock. The notification. Oh, sorry, I did turn up the desktop audio. Sorry. I was messing around with stuff. Alright, so they have Snoop. 3 mystery cards. I'm imagining one of them is a ringleader here. Okay, we can't beat that Sling Gang. Sag. Oh, we can't beat it right now because they have Snoop. Feels bad. Okay. Game 2. What is the goal of this deck? Brought Back is supposed to work with Flagstones and Showdown. Brought Back works with Fetch Lands, Mishra's Bauble, Seal of Fire, Showdown, Avalanche Riders. It could also bring back these guys. So I want to cut the Cleansing Wildfires, I think, or at least cut most of them. Make Legion 1 for just the Flagstones. TW, 6 months, half a year, appreciate ya. Fortuner's kind of interesting. Fortuner stops your Munitions Expert from killing my guys. It also just blocks really well. I thought about playing Rip Apart in the side. I feel like I wanted a little bit more focus. I think I'm going to keep the Riders, maybe not. Riders maybe aren't that good because they have the Vial. So you can play like the second Wildfire and 3 Anthonice. Let's do this. Oh, you can also brought back with Sunbaked Canyon. Brought back is great in this deck. It's, you know, largely built around it. I did like a pretty full deck tech at the beginning of the stream. Maybe somebody, if anybody wants to clip it, it might be too long to clip. But if anybody wants to clip it and it's clippable, maybe we can make a command for people to watch it. Let's keep this hand. I think I'm going to lead on Sunbaked Canyon to maybe brought back on turn 2, maybe just as rampant growth. And maybe if I draw a land, we can go like Lightning Bolt next turn, and then sack Sunbaked Canyon, then brought back the Sunbaked Canyon. I think I'm just going to play the Strand and have the option to brought back, and then we can go like on turn 3 Mentor plus Bolt. I had one Lotus Field in the deck yesterday, Sheeps. I feel like just the fact that it's usually just like a tap land that sometimes gives you value off Flagstones. And obviously has synergy with brought back, but it's like kind of the worst card to use with brought back anyways. I just wasn't that impressed by it. Yeah, I think I really just want to play a Monastery Mentor next turn. So let's do that. And I think I'm getting Sacred Foundry. Obviously, not the highest upside spell, but 2 mana instant speed, rampant growth ain't too bad. And of course, really nice that we have the Forge-Tender to protect the Mentor. I should have left up the Canyon, obviously. Oops. Can attack as well. Pretty sure I want to bolt this Skirk, especially with them having War Marshal in play. Yeah, brought back being an instant is huge. It's such a big game. Oh, they sacked the War Marshal. Why would they do that? Okay, no reason. Yeah, brought back such a cool card. Showdown of the Skalds is also just amazing in this deck, and is like it's the combination of all these things I think that makes a deck like this work, of course. They didn't vial in the Snoop, which kind of makes me think they have another Snoop. They could have a Munitions Expert, I guess, but I feel like you would vial in Snoop to be able to like cast this. Burger, thank you for the gifted sub. It's nice of you. Well, we're dead to second Snoop plus Harbinger anyway, so I'm just going to bolt an attack. Oh, I guess this means no summoning sickness, right? Right. If a Planeswalker loyalty ability makes mana, does it count as a mana ability? I don't think it does. It might. Maybe we have a judge in the chat. I think it's a loyalty ability. Yeah, so second Snoop into Harbinger kills us, you know, in good beats, right? We have an answer for that expert with the Forge-Tender. Chalice, wow. Makes sense. Bad beats, second Snoop. That looked pretty good though. That's kind of been a philosophy I've had for a long time. Okay, keep this. Back to Riders. I'm gonna bauble myself. If I see like I'm drawing Flagstones, drawing Arid Mesa. So I could keep this bauble to scry and potentially next turn. Let's do that. I think also like leaving it in play for a top deck brought back. If we draw brought back, we can draw a card and rampant growth. I believe brought back specifies put in the graveyard from the battlefield, right? Shark Typhoon isn't put in the graveyard from the battlefield. Lurrus on top, definitely want to draw that. So if we can't wildfire their delta to draw the Lurrus now, so just hold the wildfire. How much have to know to get the stream decker in the about section? Well, you can always in the offline chat type !deck into the chat. I wasn't aware this was something people were really wanting though, but maybe it's something we can just do. But until then, you can !deck in offline chat. Well, hopefully Lurrus resolves. Thinks to draw 2 bolts on the mold of 6 against the control deck. Alright, resolved. If it's Fairy Hero of Dominaria. Alright, there's brought back. They didn't path my Lurrus either. Well, I don't feel that Monastery Mentor is resolving. Let me go Bauble. I kind of just want to get lands into play. Let me see what I'm drawing. Another brought back on top. Oh, I would like to draw that. So let me go attack my opponent. We can wildfire our own land in order to get just 2 lands in play off of brought back, but I actually think instead I'm going to go wildfire my opponent's land, so this way they can't have a 3-mana counterspell. They didn't have a 2-mana counterspell last turn. And then in our instep, oh, what's this? Force of Negation. Okay, so looks like we're gonna not draw the brought back, but I'm just gonna use this opportunity to cast it to, you know, rampant growth, draw a card. They could have another force and, you know, whatever if they do. Cool. Yeah, I kind of feel like people, when they've been brewing with brought back, have potentially, like, just been trying to go a little too deep with it. When just getting back, like, Seal of Fire, Fetch Lands, Mishra's Bauble, which are already good modern cards, seems to be pretty good by itself. Okay, we have a bolt for that. Gonna upkeep crack this. Top card is Snow-Covered Plains. Shuffle. Because we can't really go Lurrus plus Mentor this turn because we need to bolt the Jace. I do kind of want to hold the Bauble in my hand for the Mentor next turn. Let's see what's on top of my library. Showdown. Well, I'm drawing that for sure. We can save the Bauble. If they play Teferi Hero, we get to, you know, potentially bolt it and attack with Lurrus. Do we not want to Mentor Bolt? I feel like the card advantage matters more. I could be wrong. Against the control deck. We do know they have Teferi Hero. But they don't have a path in their hand, or it doesn't seem like they have had one. So we can, I mean, even Bolt plus Avalanche Riders deals with Teferi if they have an answer for the Lurrus. So I think I'm just going to bolt the hero now. I feel like this deck can play Maria, perhaps. Perhaps one of Maria is good. I like the idea. If they have Path, they'll Path before I get to Bauble, which is good. We'll just, you know if they found it or not. They did put a card on top, so those Path now. Okay, so now we get to go, I guess, Riders, Mentor, Bauble. Maybe we'll go Showdown. If we, yeah, let's actually just play Showdown. If we hit any land, we get to cast Riders. And just making sure we resolve the draw 4 against control is a big game. Did hit the land, which we were, of course, very likely to. This deck is sick. I'm so excited. I spent a long time last night on it. Gotta save the Bauble for the Showdown and Mentor trigger. Just completely out card advantaging the blue-white deck in our Boros deck. Justice, finally, after all this time. It's Boros' time to shine. Get some card advantage. Yeah, Showdown is great. This card's busted, I think. I'm not going to pay Echo. If we can draw Brought Back, we do get to Brought Back the Riders. Wizards, print some white cards. Please, please, Wizards. There are no good white cards in Modern. So looks like we're not going to get necessarily value out of the put counters on creature trigger this turn. Oh boy. So I think we're going to lose this Lightning Bolts. And go... I have 2 more basic planes in my deck. I think those are all my fetch... I guess so if we Wildfire ourselves here, I don't have another Sacred Foundry. So I guess I'll just Wildfire my opponent. Just draw a card. Is that better than Lightning Bolting them? Maybe just bolting them is better. We got enough cards, I think. Pass. I'm so excited for this one, dude. I was brewing it with Esther, and I was also like helping her with her like resume. I think she had like shoot a video for her class, and we were walking Athena, taking a break, and then I was like, Seal of Fire. Seal of Fire is exactly the card I need for the deck I'm working on, sweetie, and she was very happy for me. 6 mana for a Hardcast Typhoon. I admire the tenacity. I think they're just gonna die to my Avalanche Riders, though. Oh boy! So we can brought back Showdown of the Skalds now. We could just do it all. Can brought back Showdown of the Skalds. We can. I mean, they're just gonna die because we get to put a million counters on Avalanche Riders. Do you think I'd want the full set of Sacred Foundries? Maybe. I think the third one might be good. We're gonna be making changes to the deck as the day goes on. It's still like pretty early in the process, you know. So Mishra's Bauble, put 2 counters on your Avalanche Riders. Mishra's Bauble. Yeah, don't even need this Monastery Mentor that would be making infinity tokens. Yeah, I really want to brought back the Showdown. It's a little win more, but my opponent also hasn't conceded 8/8 haste. Oh my gosh. Every single 2-card interaction, this deck feels like a splinter twin. Yeah, there's so much synergy. It came together so well. The deck came together so well. There's just so much overlap with, like, Seal of Fire brought back, Seal of Fire, Lurrus, Bauble. I mean, Bauble, like I was saying yesterday, Bauble is just a nuts card. This card enables so many things. This card enables so many things. So I think I want to cut the Lightning Bolts and Seal of Fires if I can. Probably can't afford to cut all of these. So which is better? Maybe play like a 2/2. Nah, maybe just play the Bolts. Although we are the brought back deck, right? Maybe I'll play... One thing is, like, you don't really want to draw more than 1 Seal of Fire. So maybe we'll play like 3 Seal of Fires, 2 Bolts. I do think Seal is a bit better in our deck. Don't say anything about Bauble, it's going to be banned. I mean, Bauble and... Oh, drawing 2 Bolts is kind of tough, but... Bauble and Manamorphose, I feel like 2 of, like, the last breed of, like, enablers like that, you know? Street Wraith a little bit too. But that kind of era of super duper good enablers, I think is going away. Is there a world this deck wants to anti-viral? I mean, we only have 12 creatures. I think that you could... I tried to figure out how to put Ephemerate in the deck with, like, Seasoned Pyromancer. Of course, right? I think this is a better way to build the deck. Mana Leak would be kind of bad for us, because you can't cast a Fulminator Mage next turn. It's pretty bad. There's no such thing as being ugly objectively prescience, but I think I also don't think this card is ugly. I think it just also doesn't. I don't think it's a good Lightning Bolt. I agree with that. But there's no such thing as being objectively ugly. All right, so we do get to get another red source this turn, and I think I just cast Lurrus for no value. I did think about Ratchet Bomb, yeah. I did think about Ratchet Bomb. Path would be so good. Thank you. Shout out to Path to Exile for always just being so bad. Always just consistently being terrible. Yeah, I agree that Cleansing Wildfire has synergy in the deck, like with the Flagstone that you already want to play for your brought back potentially. That being said, I could certainly see it not being the right card for the list. I did try to figure out if there was something better to play instead. I haven't found it yet. Very much open to your suggestions though. Turtle Power, 14 months. Ratchet Bomb does have it going on. To draw 1, I have been waiting for so long. Lotus Bloom could be sick. I mean, Lotus Bloom doesn't do anything till turn 4. The thing is, that what I like about this deck, and what I like about basically any brew I ever have that's successful, I think I'm just going to pay Echo against 3 blue mana. What I like about like every brew that I ever have that is successful is that Brought Back is a good card, but it's a good card with other good cards, like Mishra's Bauble, Seal of Fire, Fetched Lands, Showdown of the Skalds, Avalanche Riders. These are like really good modern cards. Maybe Avalanche Riders isn't, but I like Avalanche Riders a lot. But Showdown is a great modern card that just is underexplored. It doesn't fit into a lot of decks. So when you're trying to play cards with Brought Back, I think it's good to try to fit it with cards that are already good, like Seal of Fire, Bauble, Brought Back, or Showdown, Fulminator Mage. That bolts my own Avalanche Riders? I think I do. Maybe not. Nah, it's not. Pretty obvious I have a bolt, I guess. So I do want a Fulminator Mage there, Hallowed Fountain, but I think maybe resolving Showdown will be more important. Let's see what I draw. Okay, drawing Lurrus. I'll end up instead going Lurrus, Bauble, Fulminator Mage. Well, if we bolt ourselves, they still get the tokens. I feel like the tokens are more relevant. They're drawing Celestial Purge, but they can't cast it. I think I'll attack. Yeah, I think you could play Emeria in this deck, yeah. It might be worth trying. I mean, Emeria is also a really, really slow card to get going. It's just like, it's fine, I think. Might be worth a one of. So what's going on? The thing is, like, if you draw, like, if Emeria makes you not want to play almost any mountains. Yeah, this is Boros ramp. Ooh, there's brought back. So we can brought back if we want to do it this turn, like Sunbaked Canyon, Bauble, Seal of Fire are the cards that can be brought back. Let's see what they're drawing next turn. They're drawing Aether Gust. I mean, I don't think that if I think that if I cast Showdown, it's gonna get countered, but I think that that's maybe fine. Oh no! And actually, what we should do, I think, is play Seal of Fire as protection, so that if they, yeah, Seal of Fire could actually just protect my Lurrus if I leave up brought back. That's probably a bit better, right? Although I guess we know they have Purge in their hand now. They're drawing Gust next turn, so we have a window to just like cast Showdown, see if it resolves. Okay, it resolved. Game over. Nice to just win the game, huh? So I think I'm gonna go Flagstones. Maybe I should have played Plains instead. Doesn't matter that much. Get a ton of mana. I mean, the Wildfires I think are good in the deck. They're a cantrip for Mentor too. Broke it. Broke it. Talking about OG Emeria. OG Emeria. It's kind of good with Avalanche Riders. I'm so excited for this deck. Why not lead on Mentor to push damage? I only had 2 mana. I'm gonna mulligan this. Keep this one. My opponent revealed Lurrus. Let me just put back the Riders. I mean, one problem also is like we're playing the Wildfires give us like a good chance to beat the Wildfires give us a good chance to beat Tron and E-Tron. Like they give us like I think a good matchup to have the Riders Seal of Fire, the Wildfire Seal of Fire. We probably have a bad matchup otherwise, so maybe it should just be this. Just not sure, dude. I'm just not sure. I mean, Lurrus Seal of Fire is definitely our best draw in these kind of matchups. I don't really know what I'm playing around. I'm just going to kill that. Unsettled Mariner. We get to kill that too. Yeah, I agree that there's a ton of Tron right now, so Wildfire does seem like a really good main deck card anyways. You can decide them out in some matchups. Chromatic Star and Crack the Earth. I don't really like Crack the Earth so much, but Chromatic Star is kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm going to try to wait on the Lurrus until I at least get 1 Seal of Fire. Luminarch Aspirant is going to be out of Seal of Fire range very quickly. Honorary Merfolk, Luminarch Aspirant. Yeah, I thought about History of Benalia over like Lurrus. I think Lurrus is better. Obviously does have synergy with Brought Back, but it's also like not every single card in your deck needs or even should work with Brought Back. There needs to be some amount of, you know, cards that do things. Spreading Seas is looking pretty good here. I thought about Remorseful Cleric. We have Soul Guide Lantern instead, which I think is a better option. Guess again, Cleansing Wildfire, my Sacred Foundry for a mountain. Lurrus plus Mentor also, I think, play pretty well together, just giving you a stream of spells. People have been wanting me to like build a good Monastery Mentor deck for the longest time, and it's really difficult to build a good Monastery Mentor deck. They forced the Seal of Fire. We have another one in the yard. It's really difficult to build a good Monastery Mentor deck, but I've done it, I think. Opponent's playing Merfolk with Lurrus and Luminarch Aspirants. It's weird, right? Oh, what are they going to target? The Mentor or the Lurrus? Target Lurrus. Fair enough. Blind MTG, 10 months. Appreciate ya. Alright, so I'm going to Wildfire my own Sacred Foundry. I'm going to get Basic Mountain first, so I can't draw Basic Mountain. Trigger Mentor. I have the dono queue is full for tomorrow. I think we have one slot for next week. Next week might also be full. Taking the week off really got us a bit backed up. Just cycle this. And then do I want to trade Monastery Mentor for Luminarch Aspirants? Probably not. Okay, next turn we can brought back. Oh, we can maybe attack with Mentor next turn and bring it back, or attack with Lurrus, bring it back, and the Seal of Fire. I'm just gonna pass. Play 4 Altar Reaps. Well, that card is strictly worse than Village Rites, but we also like. I don't think you ever play Village Rites in a deck like this. It only plays 12 creatures. Although it is fine with a lot of the creatures. Target Merfolk gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Wow. Sick. But yeah, you are right that it has synergy with the deck. So I think what we're going to do here is Seal of Fire, Sig. And then in response to the activated ability, brought back Flooded Strand and Seal of Fire and kill Sig, and then kill Merfolk Trickster, and then just with the bolt, and send with the team, I think. Harry, he was in his Steve's chat earlier, said he doesn't get hungover, but he was off the rails last night. It was awesome. Thank you for the gifted sub to Harry. Thank you. You're welcome, buddy. Shout out to Harry MTG, friend of the channel. Okay, Doors, 2 months. Appreciate you. And one thing about Village Rites, although Village Rites is better with 1 mana, I think you want cards that are in play before you have brought back, like Seal of Fire, Bauble, Showdown of the Skalds, Avalanche Riders. Not cards that you have to, like, spend mana on and then brought back in the same turn. So kill this, and then we attack for 12, 15. They have to trade Luminarch Aspirant for Mentor. Lest they die. Yeah, Harry's stream was awesome. Yeah, Harry took a drink every time he countered a spell. It was out of control. He professed his love for me. Yeah, so opponent has to trade Mentor for Aspirant and then take 15. And then be super dead. Who's Harry? Harry MTG, British streamer, or English streamer. Okay, yeah, what does Lunar Force do? Whenever an opponent casts a spell, sacrifice Lunar Force and counter that spell. Seems not very good, but very cool. If it was 2 mana, I'd play it, maybe, with Lurrus. See, that card would be gross with Lurrus. The MDFC lands, you can sacrifice them, come back, brought back, and bring back the front half. What are you sacrificing them with? Which ones are good enough to bring back, you know? There's like a 4/5. It's not bad, but it's not good either. You can stack the Mentor's abilities and then MTGO stack the Monk's Trigger's ability. Good to know. I haven't played with Mentor in a while. I'm just going to play a Lantern over Riders, their Lurrus deck. Cracked Earth is okay. Alright, keep this. Put back the second Ontanites, I guess. 1 mana removal hand, good against Merfolk. Sunbaked Canyon a bit awkward, but you keep this on 6 cards, I think. Yeah, so someone on Twitter suggested a really cool card from Strixhaven that sadly I don't think works. It's like so close to being good. You can return an artifact, enchantment, instant, sorcery, and planeswalker. You get up to 1 of each, and then exile it. And we have like good artifacts to return, good enchantments to return with Showdown and Seal of Fire, good instants to return, sorcery with Wildfire. But the problem is it says planeswalker and not creature. If it said creature, I would play one of this card in the deck for sure, but it just doesn't. They're drawing another Seachrome Coast. We're drawing, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Flooded Strand. Yeah, the card would be a lot better with creature on it. I mean, maybe it would be too good, but it's also what we would need for it to be playable. Well, I mean, that's going to stop me from going Lurrus Bauble. It's kind of funny for them to bring a card like that in this matchup. We could draw Wildfire. I guess Brought Back lets us go Lurrus Bauble next turn. That's kind of cool. I think it's good when they have the Damping Sphere just to use the Rampant Growth mode. I haven't gotten to double Rampant Growth yet, but I feel like it should happen a decent amount of the time. Just get 2 fetch lands back. Who said white doesn't get ramp and card advantage? Literally everyone on Twitter said that. I guess. Maybe Damping Sphere is good against us. I don't know. I'm not too scared. Oh, they have a Dismember on top. Now we get to know they top decked it. They also have Lurrus in their hand, so if they play a non-Lurrus creature like this, I'll use Onthanice instead of Bolt to stop them from being able to recur it from the graveyard, I think. Bolt's just the better card of the matchup anyways. Although I guess drawing Showdown, I'd rather just play Showdown. I know this means I'm not playing a land off Showdown. I guess it's just like if I don't draw a red source, I can't Showdown and then Bolt on their turn. We can at least play 1 land off Showdown. If we get 2 lands, we'll just miss a card. Mentor, Wildfire, Wildfire, Mountain. Perfect. Does Brought Back make Devastating Summons better? No, I mean, yes. Yes, it makes Devastating Summons better. It doesn't make Devastating Summons a good enough card to play in your deck, I think. What I really like about Brought Back is it just, in this deck, it works with some of the best cards in Modern. It works with Fetch Lands, Mishra's Bauble, Seal of Fire. Showdown of the Skalds is nuts with Brought Back, and Showdown of the Skalds is also just nuts in a deck like this. And it doesn't fit in that many decks in Modern, but if you can play Showdown, it's going to be amazing for you. This card is super, super good. I think I just want to Wildfire my Flagstones. Ramp against the Damping Sphere. Do lose a Wildfire, but Showdown's so good. No, I don't think we want to get the Mutavault with the Damping Sphere in play. I think the ramp matters so much here. It's obviously a conversation. They can go Lurrus, get back Lord of Atlantis this turn if they want to. They have Lurrus and 2 unknowns. They decide to go for Sig instead. Sig is actually a problem. I had Lotus Field in my deck yesterday, and I think Lotus Field is fine to play as like a one-of, but I think ultimately it's not exactly the card you want to be on. Even if it breaks my heart to say that. I think I just cast Showdown. Put a counter here. Start yielding to these. Miss a counter on Monk. I put the counter on the Mentor. Unless I... Oh, yeah, when the trigger goes on the stack, there has to be a creature in play to target with the Showdown trigger. Yeah, I've been wanting to play a Mentor Showdown deck for the longest time. Just forever, I've been wanting to play a Mentor Showdown deck. I only have one more Plains in my deck, so maybe I shouldn't have played the Arid Mesa. Yes, you can brought back Showdown. Oh, I can brought back the Showdown now. Right. Let me do that. Oh, I'm out of Plains? Where's the other Plains? I thought I had 5. I thought I had 5 Plains. Okay, someone tell me. I guess I have 4. Guess I just have 4. It's an exile? Oh, it's an exile to the Showdown. Okay, sorry. Bummer. I do feel like I want more fetchable targets in the deck, but the problem is like it's kind of hard to fit them all in with the Flagstones. And I also think I do want Sunbaked Canyon, but maybe it's also not a card I should be playing. Yeah, so a big mistake. Yeah, maybe we don't need Flagfire in the deck, but I do think that the interaction is important to be able to interact with your combo and big mana opponents a little bit. I mean, not so much combo, but definitely big mana with Wildfire. And then it's also like... I might just die if they attack all out here. Yeah, my attack with the token was bad. What, the one Theros Omens? The Birth of Meletis? I thought about it. I think it's just not that good. I would like something that like potentially interacts with your opponent at 2 mana, that synergizes with the deck. And that's what Wildfire does. Maybe there's something better. Well, they have 2 blockers back. That's a problem. What about Planebound Accomplice brought back? That's the Planeswalker guy? I mean, I don't know. Again, I just don't like the suggestions that are like really mana intensive. I think are not going to be correct to play. So we can go Seal of Fire for 1 mana, Seal of Fire for 2 mana. Deal 2 damage to Lord of Atlantis. Resolves. 2 damage to Lord of Atlantis. Sig protects. Then we brought back Seal of Fires, Lord of Atlantis, Master. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think this works. I mean, another thing with the same thing with evoke cards. Like if you're brought backing Spite Bellows, if you're going to bring back Spite Bellows, you have to spend 5 mana on that turn. And it just like, and Spite Bellows is also a pretty underpowered card. While right now in this deck, we're only playing good cards with brought back, which is also a busted card in this deck. Which is the key always with brews, in my opinion, the key when you're brewing is to have your good cards be better with other good cards. Not just play cards like Spite Bellows that are pretty underpowered. Yeah, I mean, Planesbound Accomplice it's interesting, but it's also like a 3-card combo when Planebound Accomplice Luca is already a 2-card combo, you know? Like, what is, like, brought back is just getting you value that you don't need in that kind of deck anyways. We should win here. Yeah, I thought about Storm Stinger. I thought Sting Scourger. I thought about Mog War Marshal, but ultimately decided against. Okay, so now we go instead. It's 12. We go Bolt here, Seal of Fire here, Seal of Fire them. 12. It's exactly lethal. Yeah. I knew we were bolting the 3/3. I just wanted to make sure that this was like gonna be lethal. Just wanted to count. think this deck's awesome. I'm so excited. Yeah, Selfless Spirit is also just sadly super medium, you know? Oh, I don't know how I guess I had counters on the stack for the tokens that I was missing. All right, 2-1. Deck has felt really strong so far. I'm gonna keep this. It's just hard for me to mulligan the Wildfire Flagstone. Hopefully the Bolt is good. Bolt will be good. Alright, good draw. Great draw. Going 3 Showdown. I am having a good day, Eliza. How are you doing today? No Madcap package in the board. We actually we have a lot of cards that work really well in the deck. Forge-Tender and brought back Forge-Tender Lurrus is really strong. Okay, maybe I should Wildfire their Forest instead, since I've already like started this mana denial plan. Let's think if I don't draw anything to do next turn, but I think it makes sense to me. Mr. Sari, 7 months, appreciate ya. Oh, another land, awkward. Well, I like the sideboard for the most part. We do have one thing I was thinking is maybe we're a little light on interaction for Heliod, but also Seal of Fire is pretty good against the Heliod deck, where it can just sit and play, break up the combo is nice. So I'm excited. It looks like we're gonna get to test the matchup here. Do I balance to Infinite Life? No. Do not. So I could try to brought back here, brought back Seal of Fire. They're gonna Coco. I think this is fine. Brought back Seal of Fire something, hopefully, and then brought back the Flooded Strand and then the Seal of Fire. And then we get to go Showdown into with a couple of mana up. Rampant Growth Shock. Fuck. I mean, we beat this, or we don't lose to just this, but it's a pretty good hit, right? Atomic Fruit Fly, 10 months, appreciate ya. I think I'm just supposed to do this now. I guess I was supposed to let my opponent target the Spike Feeder, but whatever. I declare whatever. I'm fetching on my upkeep too. Another Coco. Brick. Okay, I'll count it. Yeah, I really wanted a second Deicide in the sideboard. Maybe we'll add one here. Don't want to be too reactionary, just like lose to Heliod once. Start changing a ton of things. Not even sure that the matchup is that bad. No, sorry. I need to do this now. Even though they get 2 counters on the Mentor, they can just respond with Gavany Township. Just need to Seal of Fire now. It's just like they get to untap and put 3 counters on both Mentors in response to the Seal of Fire or whatever. Hopefully the last card is just like a land. And this is Gavany Township activation plus Heliod activation, I suppose. Dead to Ballista, of course. We're trying to make a second Sunrise deck. No, this is not a second Sunrise deck. We're using brought back as a value card. And it's just like, in so many ways, it's a 2 mana 2-for-1. Oh, they did have Ballista. Gross. Super dead. Super dead. They probably should have done X equals 3, because it doesn't matter that much. This deck is port super well to Historic. I mean, not having Bauble Seal of Fire seems tough. Or fetch lands. I kind of like all the Riders on the play. Yeah, I'll just cut a Bolt. Seal of Fire seems like the better removal spell anyways. Maybe I could cut a Wildfire, but Wildfires, they're a Utopia Sprawl deck. Kind of like usually having 4 Wildfires when you have your Flagstones and their Sprawls. Just do this. Did I see the Blue Red Historic deck with Opus Gearhulk? Yeah, I think that deck's awesome. I honestly, like, last night I put this together. I was trying to play a... I don't think this deck is going to be that good, but I wanted to see how reasonable it felt, because I know chat would love this. But I tried... I just put this list together, putting Gearhulk and Opus in the Blood Sun Lotus Field deck, and I feel like it looks okay, but I ended up brewing this instead, and I don't know if I'll end up playing the list I just pulled up on screen. Hard to mull a good Deicide, I guess. Why not Blue Red Moon? For the Lotus Field Gearhulk thing? I mean, you can do that. I played against it yesterday. It didn't look that good. What's obviously nice is that you just have a ton of mana in the Lotus Field deck. Thoughts on Pirate Spellbind, get around Firewalker? I'm not sure how important getting around Firewalker is in this deck because you have Mentor. Maybe. Alright, here. Now, do I Deicide Utopia Sprawl? Probably not. Let's see what we draw. Yikes. Can I play a League with that Jeskai deck? I will if I want to, probably off stream. Like, I've played a ton of that deck, like, without the Gearhulk package off stream or on stream, and should I just Deicide Rest in Peace? Probably. Just like Lurrus Seal of Fire is so important here, brought back so important. I've got 4 drops in my deck. I'm just going to play this tapped, and then we'll Cleansing the Canyon next turn. Stinks to keep a 5-lander, though. Draw 2 lands. They don't have Coco, which is really good for us. Well, no way to Deicide the Heliod now. Okay, we drew a 4-drop, though. A really good 4-drop, or at least a solid one. Probably not paying Echo. Can draw Brought Back, bring back the Riders. I feel like that was maybe an aggressive use of Deicide. I mean, I think it was correct to cast it there. I could be wrong. Just like with the Seal of Fire, one of our best draws is Lurrus, and we get to use our mana, maybe untap draw a 3-drop. I could be wrong. Okay, lifelink on the Hierarch. Maybe I should have not attacked because of this. Not too scared of this play though. Well, let's Seal of Fire the Hierarch here. Does kind of stink not to get the Mentor trigger, but Mentor is some gas, potentially. I think it was 50-50. I don't know. I think it was. I don't even think it's like that close that we should Deicide there. Wildfire would be a really good draw. Another Avalanche Riders, Showdown of the Skalds, Lurrus, all good draws. They do have, they're top decking, but they do have a Mentor, or sorry, Horizon Canopies. Right, let's play Showdown over Mentor here, I think. Be a bit more mana efficient. There's the Wildfire to go Mentor, Wildfire, their Temple Garden next turn. My argument is Deicide Heliod cripples them more than it rip us. Yeah, but they don't have Heliod in play in that spot, you know? I don't know. We can agree to disagree. Scott Mueller, 3 months. Love you, buddy. Welcome back. For the land. This deck's Sideboard Blood Moon. I had Magus of the Moon in my sideboard yesterday. I thought Magus might be better because of Showdown of the Skalds, putting counters on creatures. But I decided to play Fulminator Mage instead because it plays pretty well with Brought Back. There's a Bauble on top, definitely keeping that. Gonna spread the love with the Showdown counters. I've been wanting to play a Showdown Monastery Mentor deck for so long. For so long I've wanted to play a deck like this. And really, it was just chat yesterday saying, hey, brought back works well with Mishra's Bauble. That just exploded in my brain, and I was obsessed yesterday trying to make this work, and I'm really happy with where the list is. I think that Onthanice is a better sideboard card than Pirate Spellbomb. Like, at the very least, Pirate Spellbomb is a decent bit worse than Seal of Fire. I think. And so I think that it's probably a bit better to not play it. All right, our top card is Flagstones. Let's just shuffle. I'm going to get a mountain, so if I draw a bolt off of a Bauble, I can cast it. Pretty good turn, huh? Pretty good turn. Lurrus plus Glittering Wish. I like the Lurrus Glittering Wish idea. What, Soul Tide? Soul Tide's not playable, sadly. It's just like, it's on theme, but it sucks. The card's like really underpowered. And again, I keep saying it, but what I really like about this deck is no card in here feels underpowered. Like we're just playing Baubles and Seal of Fires and Showdown of the Skalds to make Brought Back good, and Brought Back is nuts because we're playing only good cards with it. We might be able to kill them. Let's see what we draw. Another Lurrus. Lurrus is actually, we can go Lurrus Bauble, Lurrus Seal of Fire here. Showdown and Hardened Scale. Yeah, Showdown is a great card. Showdown is super powerful. Probably one of like the most underexplored cards in Modern. This is a problem. I guess I want to grow the Mentor so that they can't block it potentially. Maybe I do want them to block it. Yeah, Showdown, like, yeah, 4 mana draw 4 with like a big upside of just putting a million counters on your guys is nuts. And I think specifically in Modern, a great place to start is looking like Monastery Mentor. Yeah, it also feels so cool to be playing a Boros deck that's just all action. Just like all card advantage ramp. I guess I should have bubbled myself. Let's see what they're drawing. Heartfire Immolator. I'll read it. I do think that there is like more options out there, but I feel like I haven't seen. Can someone exclamation point card it for me, please? I just feel like I haven't seen anything that's really speaking to me yet, I guess, from chat. I like Pirate Spellbomb because a card interaction. I mean, I think you could play. You could play Pirate Spellbomb, yeah, but it does feel like pretty medium. All right, so they can grow. Yeah, so now we can. We put this counter on Mentor. They can't 1-for-1 trade. Seal of Cleansing, I think, is not Modern legal. I looked at all the legal seals yesterday. I think I'd be playing Seal of Cleansing if it was, but I just did a quick search of Seal in Modern, and I saw Seal of Primordial, but I think Seal of Cleansing is not Modern legal. Is it? I think only the green one is. Yeah, the green one. So I mean, if somehow you end up being a Naya variant of this deck. Oh, I guess they can, actually. Sorry, I must have miscounted somehow. I'm still sending in with everybody, I think. Block here, block here. I mean, I have another Mentor in my hand, so I don't really mind trading my Mentor for their... Oh, they get double the counters, of course, that's why. They don't really mind trading my Mentor for their Conclave Mentor. Trade Mentor for Mentor. Offer the trade deal. Then they take 8. Yeah, I think Seal of... whatever was printed in Seal of Cleansing was printed in Vintage Masters, Eternal Masters, one of those. Brought back Invasion. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, brought back good with sagas. I think Showdown's a bit of a better saga to pair it with, but a good thought for sure. Draw a card. Oh, pretty good card. It's Lethal Burn. Isn't there a 3-mana 3-1 that sacks to destroy an enchantment? Well, destroying an enchantment is a problem in Modern. Like, ideally, you'd want to, like, at least have it destroy artifacts, or, you know, best case scenario, what you really want is for it to exile so you can get Heliod with it. So I mean, it is a bit of a problem that they get to gain life every time we cast a burn spell. But we should, but now that we've drawn another burn spell, it should be lethal. Silver Chase Fox Exiles? Yeah, maybe we should be playing Silver Chase Fox. Is there anything else? Goblin Crater Maker? Maybe. Crater Maker is kind of interesting. I'm honestly always been like a little underwhelmed by that card though. But yeah, I hear you. I guess we should probably just be attacking here instead of bolting. Okay. Heartfire Immolator is a Seal of Fire with Prowess and a sack ability. Can you target your opponent with Heartfire Immolator? The fact that it costs mana to sack is also a big problem. Yeah, you can't target your opponent with this. It's close though. Well, we attack and then we make them spend mana. We should attack first, make them spend mana on the lifelink, and then bolt. So that way they can't have something weird. But I don't know what they could have had, really. I think on the draw I'm going to bring in the 4th Bolt over the 4th Riders. Conclave Mentor in this deck? Why? Just for a Showdown? I don't think that's good. Is Bowman Courier Modern playable? Yeah, it is. Not in this deck, I think. Yeah, I know. I've seen Kami of False Hope. Like, what deck is Kami of the False Hope good against? Prowess? I feel like there are better cards against Prowess. I did think about the card. Is this just Sky Mentor? No, we're done playing blue cards on this channel. Never again. Alright, I think I want to bolt to save the Seal of Fire for brought back, potentially. Oh, I was supposed to cast it off with Sunbaked Canyon, so I could go... I guess next turn I'm not brought backing for 2 things unless I draw Bauble anyways, actually. It's fine. Kind of want to brought back the Avalanche Riders anyways. Seal of Fire. Yeah, Ranger Captain was a thought. I think it's worse as a 3-drop than Lurrus and Mentor, and then he makes you play some 1-drops. But yeah, it's something to think about for sure. Pyrite Spellbomb. People have suggested Pyrite Spellbomb. I think it's also an option for sure. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't brought back in response. That stinks. I guess I'm just going to fetch... So Lurrus and brought back are not looking too hot. Oh, they didn't miss a land. Sorry. People have suggested Selfless Savior. I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting card. I'd play Savior over Spirit probably. The thing is, it's not good against everything. Like it obviously doesn't stop exile based removal, which is. You can still cast this even with no targets to trigger Mentor, I guess. Why no more blue in channel? Why would you play blue when you could play Boros? You just draw so many more cards. I'm joking. I play on this channel when I want to, and then I also do dono decks on Thursdays if to appease the masses. I'm not playing Echo. Too bad I can't brought back my Riders and Seal of Fire this turn. Give Maybe get them off of white mana. Also, if they do have Coco, which they didn't have 2 turns ago, they don't need to cast it in response because this inter's tapped. Oh, nice. I think they only play 2 basic planes, so maybe we've cut them off double white here. I think I'm just going to get Sacred Foundry here. We lost to Goblins this match. Didn't seem like a great matchup. I also got like a little unlucky game 2. Maybe they had like double Snoop and Harbinger. We had 2 burn spells. Maybe not. Maybe a reasonable amount of unluck. Alright, love to draw Showdown of the Skalds. More than anything else. But if I draw Deicide, I'm going to immediately Deicide Rest in Peace. I just like can bring back Sunbaked Canyon, Steal a Fire. Alright, I think I want a Sunbaked Canyon first, so if I draw Mentor, I can trigger off of Bauble. How does he do it? How does he do it? Ah! Opponent gets to gain a lot of life, though. I don't know, like, Selfless Spirit is... I think Selfless Savior being 1 mana is way more relevant. But we also have Forge-Tender in the sideboard, which seems like even better. I guess not against black-based removal. What deck am I shuffling? I'm shuffling the goats. The Clothless goats. Get him good and ready. How many Temple Gardens do they play? I think just 2, right? They don't play 3 Temple Gardens. Oh yeah, Brought Back can make a monk. That's true. I said that earlier. 3 Temple Gardens, okay. No. Yeah, you can still sack goods. 4 Temple Gardens? I think we should be playing 3 Sacred Foundries, kind of on that note, but it seems like a lot. They play 4. Seems like so many, but whatever. Maybe we should be playing 4 Sacred Foundry. Titan Spike, 5 months. Welcome back. Alright, so, I mean, now they're back off double white, at least. And then I think we'd still attack with the Riders. Let me see what they're drawing. Could Judge's Familiar be in this deck? I don't think it's like particularly good against most things in the metagame at the moment, but it's an interesting thought. They're drawing another Wooded Foothills, which can get them back onto double white, but it seems like they're light on gas anyways. Yeah. Judge's Familiar definitely a card to think about for sure. They have a Coco. They have it. How do we know they have Coco? Oh, they do. Oh, they do have Coco. How did I just totally miss that they revealed that to Bauble? Jeez. I just totally missed it. And they bricked. Hell yeah. I mean, that's what it takes sometimes. I mean, the Riders isn't doing too much here, but I think I'll pay for Echo. So, I mean, I think the deck is fine as is. Like, one thing is, like, I don't think you definitely need to play the Wildfire plan, but I also do think the Wildfire plan gives you game in matchups that you might not have game in otherwise. Like, this deck seems like really soft to Tron and E-Tron without the Wildfire plan, and the Wildfire plan also, like you already want to be playing, oh, they're drawing Ballista. Maybe they'll shuffle because we know their top card. I think they're supposed to shuffle. I'm not sure. Assuming they do have the 4th Temple Garden, but they just go and draw the Ballista anyways. Stinks. That's a great draw though. Yeah, Wildfire is also a cantrip for Mentor. I think that it's probably best to be on Wildfire. I just think that it seems like that you could build the deck in different ways. Maybe find our one-ofs Deicide for the Rest in Peace. If they, on their turn, ping with Ballista on the Monk token, I'll just cast Brought Back to try to get another counter off. Can't go... We can go. Can we go Mentor? We're 1 mana short of going Mentor. Brought back. Just got Showdown. Recurring Hope of Giaper, maybe. I think in response to that, I think I just don't want to use. I want to use my mana on Showdown cards, rather than just brought back for a Ballistic counter when I'm about to draw 4. I didn't draw a burn spell. We do get to now actually just cut them off of double white spells forever. I guess I can draw Utopia Sprawl or Arbor Elf. Yeah, not the best Showdown hit, but at least Showdown will get counters on my creatures next turn. Have I considered Manamorphose? Yeah, I have considered Manamorphose. It's interesting. It's good with Mentor and Showdown, and not too much else. I think Wildfire is maybe better, and maybe not. Yeah, the fact that Hope needs to deal damage makes it, of course, a lot sketchier. Oh, that's a creature. Gross. But we're not dead this turn. We're not super alive either. Have to draw something. Deicide, maybe. Consider Manamorphose, then maybe cutting Mentor for some cheaper. Yeah. Smart. Close game. The Rest in Peace just totally wrecked us. Tortoise, 19 months. That's awesome. Appreciate you. Alright, 2 and 2. Bummer. Deck is looking really good though for Relic Warder. We can keep this. We can. Oh, we can actually finally turn 2 double Rampant Growth, or we can Rampant Growth draw a card. Well, Unicorn also destroys instead of exiles. Yeah, I could play Skyclave. I mean, I think I would rather just play Deicide if that's the main thing we want. Skyclave is where Wear Tear is not that good. Erase is 1 mana is nice. That's a good card to double Rampant Growth into. I think I'm gonna Bauble my. Oh, I guess I'm just never fetching. We're drawing a good card anyways. Okay, well, deck is handling us. To have 5 mana on turn 3. Rambunctious Mutts. What does that card do? If you want to suggest a card, it can be helpful to go !card and then the name of the card. And the card's 5 mana. It also doesn't exile. I think I'm being memed. In response, I ask you kindly, do not have Spell Snare. Yeah, brought back saying it lets you getting you back 2 fetches is pretty busted. Mono white better than any green ramp. I would consider Colossal Dreadmaw for this deck. It's been suggested a few times. No cap. People have been suggesting it. There's Cast Riders. Oh, I probably should have played my land first. Bolt up at least. Forgot that we had 5 mana on turn 3. I mean, if Heliod's a I think Deicide is the best sideboard card we can have for Heliod. Deicide also exiles the Rest in Pieces that they bring in against us. Or maybe Erase is better if we also are concerned about Rest in Peace. Just being 1 mana is a big deal. Would it be better to do Flagstones turn 1, turn 2 Flagstones, brought back 1 Flagstones? Well, in that case, you only get to bring back 1 Flagstones, you know? Not 2. 1, I think, is greater than 2. Alright, I think I'm just going to wait so I can double spell next turn. Not just play a card into Cryptic here. Whoops. I mean, last match they brought in Rest in Peace against me and it crushed me. I just had 2 brought back in my hand that did nothing, and then it's also good against Lurrus. You can beat Rest in Peace, but we would have won, like, if, you know... I mean, obviously the Rest in Peace would have been a different card, but We could have beaten a lot of cards there, but Rest in Peace was really good against us that game. We even decided it in game 2, and it was good. So this is the bait spell. If they let it resolve, I'm just gonna go Wildfire myself, hold up double bolts. You can't bring back 2 Flagstones, or you can somehow, but if you Wildfire 1. But you usually you're gonna get back like 1 Flagstones, like a Bauble or Seal of Fire or something. Doomwake, 10 months. Cool deck name. Thanks, buddy. Hope you're having a good one. Linvala. Yeah, Linvala's maybe a good idea because you can ramp into it. I like the suggestion. But I think the fact that they're bringing in Rest in Peace makes me want to play like 2 or 3 Erase or something like that. Just like not care too much about artifacts. Although maybe I should be caring about like Chalice out of Etron or something. Alright, not playing on main deck Flusterstorm. Too lazy. Yeah, but the fact that Revoke Existence hits Chalice is pretty nice. Although maybe our deck's not even that soft to Chalice. We've got a pretty box curve. Three Nihiri and 1 Emrakul from the side. I don't hate the idea. Our deck already has a lot of 4-drops though. I don't hate the idea. Do not hate it. Exile all cards from my yard, make a spirit. Glad that wasn't Esper Charm. Make me discard my hand. I don't think a deck that yeah I think we're fine. It'd be better to transform into Madcap. Madcap doesn't beat Infinite Life. But Nihiri Emrakul does. Nihiri's actually kind of sick against Heliod too. Card's really good in the matchup. And you can ramp into it on turn 3 pretty consistently because you have 2 ramp spells in this deck. Brought Back and Wildfire. Alright. Minus on the Monk. This is the second time we've played against control decks, and both times it seems like we just draw so many more cards than our opponent. Nice Jace the Mind Sculptor. Boomer. I'm going to cast Showdown at the Skalds. And then I'm going to cast Bauble, Seal of Fire, bring back my Bauble and my Seal of Fire. But that's a cool card, I guess. Seems kind of old, don't you think? Yeah, Madcap, no, I'm with Bauble, of course. Let's draw infinity cards. I think last time I left in... I think I'm actually just cutting the bolts. I think Seal of Fire is better than bolts in this deck. I guess they are a Jace deck, though. Kind of awkward to cut bolts. Yeah, I'll play 1 bolt over the 4th Seal of Fire. Yeah, this is a red-white deck with a ton of ramp and a ton of card advantage. And this playing Monastery Mentor. This deck is off. Yeah, I mean, all 4 in this deck because the deck barely has enough cards to work, I think. Captain Badger, thanks for your Twitch Prime, buddy. Cool. Cool. Omen of the Forge to play. We'll call the deck 12 Seals. Oath of Chandra. Oh yeah, how do you get Oath of Chandra in the graveyard? Bansford Renegade Rallier? Well, Renegade Rallier is a bit worse when you don't have like 2 drops to recur. We're also like, the deck has already 2 really good 3-mana creatures in Lurrus and Mentor, and so Rallier is fine, but I feel like you would want to be playing some sick 2-drop to recur. Pirate Spellbomb is better than Seal of... Yeah, Pirate Spellbomb is like the 2nd best Seal of Fire. Rallier is just green, not blue. Sure, Naya then. Alright, turn 2 double ramp. I'm gonna keep. Symbol the Legion. It's a... We lost to Heliod. It was a pretty close match, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it was. I think it was close. I also think I remember going into my sideboard and thinking I just don't have enough sideboard cards for the Heliod matchup. I also think that Erase is a better sideboard card than Deicide because it can exiling Utopia Sprawl is something I view to be a really big deal. And then also they're going to be bringing in Rest in Peace against us, so it's not just Heliod that we're trying to hit. So I think that I'm going to be maybe playing like 2 or 3 Erase going forward. Double Rampant Growth in their upkeep. Just resolves. Awesome. We can double Rampant Growth again. We're a bit flooded, but I guess I'm going to fetch in my upkeep here. Just a thin. Would you be able to cast Sun Titan on a turn 3? Yeah, not on turn 3. Turn 4. I don't think this is a Sun Titan deck. If it got back Showdown, I'd be down. You know what else you can brought back? Fulminator Mage, assuming it resolves. But nice to draw a spell. If it gets countered, we'll just brought back both lands. Float a blue mana. So funny they took Lurrus over brought back, by the way. Game over. The game never even started. Nice Esper deck. I hear that you get to have a lot of card advantage. That's kind of cute.